Y'all have a seat. Put your book bags up. Find a seat. I see I'm missing a couple people, so we'll just make it in two groups today. This group 2, and that's that group 3. We don't have a 1. On the desk, I got Native American homes, and I got hard food among the Native Americans. Which one you in, huh? Native American home. Okay, can somebody tell me real quick, just going over briefly, what is Native Americans referring to? Raise your hand. What is it?
Indians.
Indians. Okay. Also, what are Indians? What are some of the characteristics that the Indians are known for? We're talking about the Mississippian Indians. That was the last one we're going to the European. So, what are some of the characteristics? Colin?
They made mountains.
Mounds, and the chief had the biggest mouth.
Yes.
Okay, well, he buried all his people. They lived in mounds, they also buried people in mounds. What are some of the crops? Somebody else give me the hand. Go ahead. What are some of the crops? Zanaya?
Clay.
Clay is not a crop, ma'am. Next, what's a crop? What's a crop? Corn, what else? Beans, okay.
Squash.
Pumpkins, okay. Very good. Now, what you have in front of you is a couple of Native American homes. These are all the different homes they built. Read some of them.
Okay.
Who want to read the first one? Go ahead, Raven.
Adobe house. Early adobe houses were made of stones. Later, they were built of bricks made of clay. These houses were built by Pueblo
Zoom in.
Popeye tribes and the Sun.
That type of house is built by all different types of tribes. The TP. Who got the TP? Go ahead, Jermaine.
A teepee was a tent made of wooden poles covered with animal skins. It could be taken down and moved easily. Members of the Dakota tribes, the Plains Cree, and other tribes in the Great Plains built teepees.
So as you can see, all these houses were built by Indians. But the Mississippian Indians, how did they build their house? Out of what?
Clay.
Clay?
Mud. And
What was it called? The stone house. No, what?
wigwam.
I thought you said the dope house. Oh, I just thought it was it. But no, begins with a W.
A wig.
Wobble. That's what they built their houses with. Okay, and as many as, believe it or not, as many as 15 to 20 people. 2 types of families or 3 can sleep in this long thing. It's long.
It's big, right?
It's big. It's huge. But they not only one family live in it. I mean, they could build small amounts, but you got to think the amount of work they put in it. The amount of work that they put in it. It's 2 or 3 families living there till they move out and build another one for another family. What's that long one down the bottom? It's called the long house. Go ahead, read that.
A long house was
I see you.
a wooden pole covered with planks and animals.
The heart of Nacini,
Part of it was and some of the
Algonquian tribes.
in the northeast
They built. Okay, very good. That was very good. Yes, ma'am. You want to read the last one? Yeah. Okay, which is the plank house. Go ahead and read that while I hand this out.
A playhouse was made of critter,
She got. Give her a chance.
critter,
Keep trying. You got it? You got this, girl. Come on. The plank house was made of cedar wood.
cedar wood. Rows were used to hold the house together. Many tribes in the Pacific Northwest built these types of houses, including the Kalak
Clyde,
That's
Flagstaff, Flagstaff, Cowlitz, Kaplanic,
and
Waukegan. Boy, they have a lot of different names right there. If you looking up them names, I don't know. But Indians always had a lot of different names. Now, right here on this paper, this was growing food among the Native American people. Native Americans, what we consider what? Indians. So this says much of the food of the Native American people ate was from their gardens. There was a lot of work involved in growing food. The land had to be cleared of all the trees. Why do you think they had to remove the trees from the garden area? To what? To build houses and to clear the area for farming. Correct. Somebody read that next part where they say the men would chop down those trees. Go ahead, Raven.
the man would chop down with them stones and copper axes. To make the work easier, they would set fires to the base of the tree.
Who else got the next paragraph? Go ahead, Colin.
The fire would do most of the work by burning through the bottom of the trees. The men then had less to chop. Then the women took over.
Oh my God, wait right there. You hear that part where it say the women took over. So back in those days, women and men were definitely created equal in some type of way. It's not the women just stayed home. They had to help their loved ones, their husbands. They had to work. So women was in charge of the what? The garden, right? Okay, go ahead.
The women were in charge of the gardens. They would rake dirt into the little
Hills.
and then plant seeds into
Into this. So what was the women part? They grew what?
They grew the crop.
Because the crop they grew was what? Part of what they ate. That was their deal. They didn't go to the grocery store. The men killed the meat, the women grew the corn, and they had dinner. You see the two? The men did what? Killed what? The meat. And the women did what?
They grew the corn.
They grew the garden, and together they was able to what? Eat. Okay. They planted different seeds for different plants. Can you name 3 kinds of crops they grew? Raise your hand. I just need 3. Zanaya, give me one. I keep telling you, it is a crop that was grown in the garden. Go ahead. Beans 1. Great. Man. What? Great. What you got? What you got? Buzz, what you got? You got one? Let's give Zanaya another chance. What crop did they plant, love? Come on, you got this. What crop? A crop. Think of a vegetable out the ground. Come on. Give me one. Well, carrots you can, but they didn't do carrots. They did, what was that? What was that major? What was that major? They major one that they planted. Corn. There you go. That was major. Okay, we're very good. Now that we finished that, we're going to watch a little this. Go ahead and push play. The rest of this that we seen, this is the Indian people. Everybody look up there. Because we get ready for the European that we finna ask about next.
Changes in their way of life. However, a major event that would change their lives forever.
You see the British guy and the Indian.
The Americans with open hands. This event plunged them into a journey they would never forget, known as the Trial of Tears. Despite the challenges posed by colonization, which made them strangers in their land, they have created a story that inspires indigenous societies to thrive in adversity.
Okay, so pause that for 1 second. So now that you see the Indians, let's take it a notch up. Let's go back. When we had the Indian people, right? We had James Oglethorpe came down, right? The British guy, he met with the Indian guy. What was the Indian guy name?
Tamachichi.
Very good. Tamachichi, very good. High five. Y'all give him a snap, snap, snap. There you go. So he did meet Tamachichi, and who was the lady?
Very much so.
Y'all on a roll. Snap, snap again. He on a roll. So when we get through that part, We look at it, they came down, he settled in Savannah, remember? Remember the Yamaka Law? He did all that, but then now you got Europeans coming in. So we're going to learn about the Europeans coming in, which that's what you're seeing right there coming up. You're going to see a couple of Indians, but the Indians died off. There wasn't a lot of them. When they did the French and Indian War, it lasted for how long? Somebody tell me, no, 3 years. 3 years. So now we get into the European colonization coming up. Okay? So go ahead and finish watching that for a minute, and then we'll get into something.
Cultural history of the Choctaw Indians, spanning from the indigenous period to the present. While you're waiting to time travel, kindly like this video and hit the subscribe button for more content on thrilling histories worldwide. The origin of the Choctaw is not quite specific, as it involves a complex interplay of mythologies, legends, and archaeological research. This Muscogee-speaking tribe strongly believe in their origin, which they've passed down from generation to generation. According to legends, they journeyed for quite a long time from far northwest to finally arrive and settle at the sacred Nani Waiya. As they traveled, a special leader called a Hopai took the forefront, carrying a sacred pole with utmost reverence. This pole was seen as a compass to guide them to their destination as they journeyed tirelessly.
Put that on pause right there. He was what? He was the chief. He was leading the way, right?
Yeah.
He led into civilization. Yeah. So most people that came down for the European experience, they was Indians at first. They was all type of people coming. You got Spain, Portugal, French, all type of people coming down. Now on your before we finish first, on your desk, I got a question for you guys. What yours say, Raven? What's your group? What is your exploration? What's yours say over here?
What is,
Why is
why is your
European
Exploration
exploration important
to history. So y'all gonna work together right now for about 5 or 10 minutes. You're gonna work together and y'all need to answer the question. Come on in, work with them. Y'all tie together. Work together. What is your exploration?
Okay.
Y'all work together. For this group, I had what does settlement mean? So I'll do this. What does settlement mean? Settlement means when you come somewhere and you find a place that you can call home and you want to settle. That's what the European people were looking for. The Europeans, they wanted to settle, yes.
Where you go somewhere and you stay there.
You stay there. It's like home. It's like your home you have now. It's just you settle, right? For the most part, you settle. Because you're young, you settle. So settlement is where you go and you find somewhere that you won't settle. So look up what the European mean and we'll go back.
Yeah.
What is Europe exploration?
You write it on there.
You write it on there. Talk with, you don't have to, somebody could be a spokesperson. Somebody could talk, just give me the answer. For your team, yeah. Go ahead and look it up. Okay, the clock is running. You got 5 minutes. Yes.
You write the whole thing.
Just put it in how you want to. You can read it from there. You can read it off the computer. Or you don't have to. We're not talking about your grandma saying, hey, I done told you. I done told you. Why is European exploration important? Why do you think it's important? One reason it's important because they settled here in the USA. They settled in the USA for a better life. I can tell you that's one reason. You remember we talked about the 3 G's before?
Yes.
Yes.
And glory.
That's it.
Glory.
That is one reason they settled. But the Spanish people, they settled for what? The gold. The French settled for what?
God.
Glory. Glory. And the British settled for what?
God.
So they all had different means of why they came to settle in different lands. So did you look up that, Tremaine? Okay, tell me what it say.
European nations were looking for trade routes to the east to obtain spices, silk, and other valuable countries, and to cut out any middlemen.
No middleman. They didn't want to trade. If they settled and they wanted everything that was coming to them, it was theirs. They didn't want to give it to nobody else. That was theirs. But when we talked about Hernando de Soto, remember, he was the Spanish guy that came first. What I told you from? What did he die from? Disease. What was that disease?
I think it was chicken.
Smallpox, chickenpox, yeah.
That was the kind of.
So who got me over here?
I don't know.
It was smallpox.
You can that we say certain type of pox, you know, smallpox, chickenpox.
But he died. See, most people think he died, he got shot or something because of it, but he did not. Did you get it? Just read it off. What is Europe exploration?
The 1400s to the early 1600s in a common era when European nations, while using new technology, explored the seas to find new sea routes to Africa, Asia, and Africa.
Okay, very good, very good. So now that you know why the exploration took place, it's easy. So we're gonna finish watching that video, and then we're gonna just do this last paperwork
Firmly in the
for the
ground.
day.
They observed which way it leaned. If the pole leaned left, they set out on that path. If it leaned right, they wasted no time journeying in that direction.
So I'm gonna have questions.
Finally, like any other day, they planted the pole deeply into the ground, hoping to find a new direction. But the next day started a captivating era for the Choctaws. They woke up to find the pole standing tall, unbending and unmoving. This huge sign was seen as a divine answer, leading them to start their civilization. Here, they built their homes and the historic Nani.
So, pause that. They say they started their civilization. So did they settle?
Yes, they
That
said
mean they was ready to settle. They found the land. They found where they want to be. Huh? Go ahead.
they settled because of the stick that he put in.
Yeah, but he was
Because they
the
didn't
head guy, right?
Yes, he was the head
He
guy.
was the head guy. So he looked around. He said, "This is what we settle at." So everybody have to settle there. Okay, go ahead.
Ancestors journeyed to settle in the Mississippi River Valley about 7000 BCE. They came from places that are now Mexico and parts of Western America. This was a slow process, with different groups of people moving over time. When they finally arrived in the Mississippi River Valley, they saw opportunities for expansion in the rich landscape. This area covered what we now call Mississippi, Louisiana, and Alabama. Now,
They found opportunities.
Let's critically look at how they operated their newfound society and built a strong culture. The clan system is an important aspect of Choctaw society as a cornerstone of their social structure, identity, and relationships.
Okay, pause that.
Clans comprise.
What do you see in that picture?
Fighting.
No,
You
they
know?
were fighting.
Yeah, I mean, not fighting, like,
Happy.
they have to
They
be.
happy.
They happy. They found their what? Land. They ain't got to pay nothing for it. It's their land. They claimed it. So they all rejoicing. They happy. They getting ready to build up, start their life. They glad they found it. Nobody can take it away. But I told you now you don't see a lot of Indians. You just don't. Because when the war went on, they died off. Because now you're going to see the Europeans coming in. Yes.
Or they died of they died because they were sick and they didn't have
They also
They
died
had
because
no
of
medicine.
chicken pox.
Yes, they didn't have no medicine. They went to what? You remember that they went to the travel doctor?
Yeah.
All he did, woo, woo, with the feels, woo, woo. I'm blessings tonight. Woo, woo. Hope you get better. You know, because they didn't have no medicine. Some people made it out, some didn't. 80% of all those Indians passed away. They didn't have no doctors, nowhere to go. But they made a name for themselves. Still today, if you go up toward Cherokee, I tell y'all, it's Indians. You'll see one or two. I see one or two, maybe three or four. And one guy was schooling me. He told me that he get a check because when the British and all those people came down, you heard we were talking about the gold rush coming up. But when they came and just took all their land, because they could, now they're getting a check, an ancestor check, and getting paid back for their land, which is beautiful, but you're not going to see a lot of Indians. I told you when I went to Grand Canyon, I was Indians up there. They own the Grand Canyon. The United States didn't own it. The Grand Canyon belonged to them, and they was working it.
Like,
And,
no, I'm just saying.
and they get a piece of the profit. So they got it back. But go ahead. But these people are happy.
Extended families knit together by common ancestry and genealogy traced back generations. This clan system started with the division of the Choctaws into two moieties, which are the Iroquois, interpreted as elders, and Ingulawatas, interpreted as youths. These groups were further divided into about 12 clans, which were traditionally identified as Ixas. Marriage within a clan was considered taboo. Choctaw individuals were encouraged to marry outside their clan, reinforcing social ties and preventing close intermarriage among relatives. People were usually identified first by Iroquois or Ingulawatas before they could talk about their Ixas. Due to the matrilineal nature of the Choctaw culture, children were identified based on the Ixas of their mother. The mother was seen as the giver of life. After the marriage ceremony, the husband lived with his wife's relatives, and their children belonged to her Ixas. However, the husband is still identified by his own maternal Ixas. The extent of maternal influence in society determines social status,
Okay, pause that.
inheritance, and property.
Actually, cut it off, actually. So, European countries came to North America to claim what? What they came to claim? They came to claim their what? Once again, European countries came to North America to claim their what? They came to claim what? America.
Oh.
They came to claim America.
Well,
When they came down, they came to claim it. They pushed everybody else out and they came to claim. Because why did they come claim? Why? Because they seen opportunity, right? Or what? The 3 G's. They seen opportunity of gold,
God,
and glory. Someone wanted Christianity, someone wanted gold, someone wanted just to build a colonization. They started up. That's when we got into all these wars. Okay, but what took place is mixed feelings in Georgia. Everybody had their own opinion about what's going on. So I'm gonna do the first one. I need y'all to read over this. Take your highlighters, get your highlighter if you don't have a highlighter, and highlight it. Yeah, go up there and get pencils right there. If you need a pencil, they're out there. Let's go ahead and there you go. You get one? Me? Hey. I know you did. Keep it moving. That's the bell. Halfway there. It's here. So, mixed feelings in Georgia. I'm going to read this passage because the first part said the colony of Georgia looked into the blame for protection from blame. Let's read it. The destiny for independence in Georgia was not too strong, as many other colonies, after all the colony was only 40 years old and prospered under British rule. Many other laws had prospered under British rule. Many of the laws and taxes imposed on the colonies had little effect on Georgia. Plus, Georgians looked to the British for protection from neighborhood Indians. So, the first one, if I'm looking down at it, it said the colony of Georgia looked into the what? What would I say? Who did they look to?
the British
For protection from the neighborhood Indians. Correct. Good job. So y'all go ahead and answer. Undo those, please, man. Y'all go ahead and answer those. The first answer was correct. The colony of Georgia located to the British. They looked to the British for protection from what? The neighborhood Indians. You see, all this came about. You had so many different people. The Portuguese, the Spains, the Indians. You had so many groups of people now trying to claim land in the USA. So it made it difficult. The next one says, read that for me, Colin.
Which one?
However,
There were Georgians
satisfied.
dissatisfied with England's police
Policies.
policies. Although Georgia did not send a
Representative
representative to a meeting
opposing the Stamp
opposing
Act.
the Stamp Act, called the Stamp Act
Congress.
Congress. There are Georgians unhappy that with the text, the publisher of the colony only
Newspaper.
the Georgian
The Georgia Gazette.
Gazette stopped publishing
Publication.
publications for a year in
Protest of the tax. Okay. The meeting opposed to Stamp Act was called what? What was the meeting called that opposed to Stamp Act? Very good. Put that in there. The Stamp Act Congress. Very good. Okay. The Georgia Blank was the colony only newspaper. We just read about that. Give me one over here. What's the newspaper called?
The Georgian
No, they got it over here. There you go. Put that in there. That is correct. And we're going to read on. Who got the last paragraph? Go ahead. Good job. Go ahead. Read that last paragraph.
Group of New England called Sons of Liberty
Formed in the colonies. Now he's not talk up a little bit, but what he said was group opposing England called Sons of Liberty formed in the colonies. Go ahead.
The local Georgia group searched all the Liberty for at
Tundi's Tyrant in Savannah.
Savannah. He spoke out agreeing the Stamp Act saying that they applied to Georgia were That's all.
Okay. So the Sons of Liberty opposed the government of what? What did they oppose? It's right in the first beginning of the third paragraph. Group opposing what? People, read it again. Groups opposing what? England. The Sons of Liberty opposed the government of England. Very good. Okay. Headed for independence. The first Continental Congress met in Philadelphia in 1774 with delegates from every colony except Georgia. Every colony. So at this time, colonizations were formed. Colonies were formed. People settled north of the Appalachian Mountains, south, wherever they could settle. They settled. Yes.
Can I read the last paragraph?
Or what? They headed for independence? The last one was read.
The last one was what?
Yeah, he just read it. Groups opposing England.
I was gonna say
The paragraph. The sentence. The answer.
It's
Which
England.
one? A second? I was gonna do that.
I'm not even on that.
Oh no.
They were protesting England and decided to cut off trade with England to tax and trade regulations were applied. You can go before a second paragraph.
Before a second
Continental Congress.
Continental Congress fighting broken out between the French and America. King George III had said that the colonies would not become independent without a fight in 1775. The colonies gave a
Red coat.
red cost just that. The first armed conflict of the American Revolution took place in
Lexington.
and
Concord, Massachusetts.
on April 19th.
Okay. So after several battles, the Second Continental Congress met in Philadelphia in May 1775. This time, Georgia was represented. Georgia's favorite independents took over the colony government and sent delegates to the Congress. Now, with that said about the European and the Indian, I need to ask you guys a question. You guys can write it on a piece of paper that I give out.
And you buy paper.
I do. Mr. Ryan gonna give you line paper. Now, once again, I'm gonna ask a question, and this is for a grade. Now that we went over that with the Indians and the colonizations, what do you think would happen if you lived in this period of time? What do you think your life would be if you lived in this period of time? You seen the Indians, the women grow what? Crops. No, don't write it down. The men, they supply the food, then everybody came in. You had Britain came in, you had Spain, Portugal, you had 5 of these people come in and they bombard your land. What you gonna do? Are you gonna settle? You gonna fight for your land, settle to keep it? What would you do if you lived in that period of time? Just go back. It requires thinking. It requires thinking. It's no wrong or right. It just requires thinking. Just give me 1 or 2 sentences of what do you think your life would have been like? Did you want to be like you was an Indian? How would your life be if you were Indian? How would your life be if you was a British, French, Spain? How would it be? And you had to move out. For instance, my thing would be, would I make it in this time? Well, I probably would have to because this is in the 1700s. And if I had kids, I had to go where my husband go because he was head of the family. So I had no choice. So I went. So think about you. It's something to think about now. You see, when you had the TV on, you seen how the Indians, how they travel through the night. They had to build their own food, their crops. Corn was their number one. Pretend, in case you don't like corn. What happens if you didn't like corn?
What happened if you were allergic?
You had to eat something else. You had to eat beans, the squash. I'm sure it was something that you survived with. But a lot of these people died. We'll get into it by the Trail of Tears. That's when a lot of them had passed away. And like I say, it was no medicine. There was no medicine. You waved the little thing, you know, you was cured. You was cured, and you wasn't. Oh, you got it too nice. Good job, good job. You got it. I want you to pretend you was a head guy. You was a tough guy. I'm making a way for your family in there. You got to feed them. You're in charge. You're in charge of the whole group. What you gonna do? And then you gonna play like you from the colonization when you came down British, what you gonna do? You trying to land your territory, and they saying no. You can't live here. You gotta go north of the Appalachian Mountains. What do you do? Because everybody came down for the 3G. Everybody heard about the land, USA. Everybody wanted a piece of it. Gold, when you think about your paragraph, think about the gold. Were you for the gold? Were you for the glory, which is Christianity? Gold, God, and glory. Which one were you for? Which one? Glory? For glory. You might be glory, she might be gold. Ain't nobody say nothing about no gold digger. Gold meaning money. So when Hernando de Soto came down, he was looking only for the gold. That's it, gold, because it was gold. When you hear about the Dahlonega Rush, when we get into it, that's the gold they would seek. All this land. And it has something to do with Georgia. See, Georgia's that line between all these areas where they wanted to come. Because the man came down, James Oglethorpe, he came down from British, and he landed in where? Savannah, Georgia. So everybody wanted a piece. So pretend you want a piece. Either you want gold, God, or glory. Which one you want? Okay. Y'all got about 2 or 3 minutes. Let's make it 3 minutes, and then you turn around and you talk to your partner about what you think. I have you two talk, you two. So they get 2. Think about it. You turn around, talk with your partner. Yes.
Can I check in my picture?
Yeah, go ahead. Oh, well, you're going to have to get another one. That thing don't even work. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. When you finish, let me know so I can let you turn around and talk with a partner and see what y'all think. See if you want to share. Okay? You waiting on 2 more? Waiting on 3 more people. Okay? We got 2 more people.
I'm done.
Okay? We got 1 more person. 2 more. Who we got? Okay, y'all got about a minute. Like that. I'm writing 2, 3 paragraphs. Love it. You finished? Okay. You got 2 more. Wait on. While you waiting, till they finish staple all your papers that you have together, please. Make sure while you waiting on, put the one you just wrote on top, put it together so when I bring around the staple. Uh-huh.
It's beach for British, it's
TICH. TISH, sorry. You don't have to put your name all. Just put them on that first one. Okay, wait for me. Right, 1 minute, guys. 1 minute. So we can turn and talk. Not yet. I'm looking for all. So wait on 1 more. You got all yours. All right, let's see. Okay, time is up. Collins, go over there. Yeah. And you and yeah. You and Jackson go over there. Go talk. Turn it talk. You two talk about it. Go over here. Go over here. Y'all talk about it. You two talk about it. Where's your paper? Talk about it. Talk about it.
If I was a mother of three
Y'all discussing.
if I was a mother of 3 kids, I would have to go where my husband goes because he is the one making a way for us to be in. So make sure we have make sure we have a good.
I would have to follow my life.
Okay. Are you share with us?
We would have to
We'll see what's out there in the wild. That'll be interesting coming up, huh? I wonder how the kids, what the kids do when they were little. They were used to the way of life. That's the way they was they grew up. What y'all get? Well, stay focused, stay focused.
It's maybe because they think they were maybe good, but living in that time,
Okay. What you got? Okay. Name on it?
Okay, so if I was an Indian, first of all, I would like the British because they also go very over India, and also they have better weapons and supplies than us. And but I would follow my dad to a different like state.
Settlement?
Yeah,
They didn't have them back in time. They didn't have doctors.
Right.
They do have to do it.
Okay, good point over here. They say with settlement, one guy said, probably say, well, I'll just follow the warrior, my dad, and I'll just settle with him and whatever goes.
Yeah, because
Whatever goes.
I would not fight the British.
You will not fight. On the other hand, Jackson said, wait a minute. I gotta go where the food at. We gotta have crowds, we gotta have something to eat. You know, so you got a debate going on. But no answer is the wrong answer. Everybody have different opinions. So, Raven, collect those papers for me. And I got a sheet that's going out for you guys that you need to read and look at for tomorrow. It's going to tell you about. Put those on my desk when you finish. Now you take this paper home. You bring it back. Because now that we crossed that bridge, no, no homework. It's a paper that you need to know. Because this is what we're going to be going into next. Which you know, after the British came down and the Indians and the French and Indian War went on for what? 3 years. American Revolutionary War was 9 years. So on this paper, it says French and Indian War significance. It left British in debt, leading to new taxes on colonies, including Georgia, to recover the cost, the strange relationships, and built resentment. So when the French and Indian, what's going on? When the French and Indian had the war, a lot of people died. A lot of Indians died, about 80%. But this became stressful. The relationships became stressful. So now they moved the Indians out the way. So here come the American Revolutionary that went on for 9 years. A lot of people lost their lives. Proclamation of 1763 came to impact. The Stamp Act, which you heard about it when we just talked about the Indians. And then you had the Georgians, less likely protest, change the economic and political relationship. They increased, who increased taxation? King George the what? He sure did. And regulation by Britain reduced Georgia's autonomy, pushing some Georgians toward revolutionary sentiments. Then you had the Declaration of Independence. Look at that paper. What is the 3 parts of the Declaration of Independence? What is the 3 parts? Somebody tell me the 3 parts of the Declaration of Independence. You got 3 preamble. Very good. Grievance. Declaration. Okay, with that said, how many men wrote the Declaration of Independence? Anybody can tell me how many men? No, 1 3. How many? No. He was the main guy. 4, 5. But who was the main man?
Thomas Jefferson.
Exactly. He was the main one. He was the smartest one of them all, as they say. Yes.
And he got the most beautiful hair.
Yes. Penmanship. And then you remember the grievance against King George? We'll get into that. We had 3 signers right here in Georgia. Who was the 3 signers? Can somebody tell me? Somebody tell me the 3 signers. Come on, y'all, tell me the 3 signers. No, the 3 signers of Gwinnett and
Lemonhead,
Georgia.
George Walton.
George Walton and Button Gwinnett. Now, Button Gwinnett, y'all in Gwinnett County right now. This is Shallow Middle School. But Button Gwinnett Park is in Duluth, Georgia.
Oh.
It's right there in Duluth, Georgia by Shiloh Mills Mall. You go across, it's right there. Can you tell me a Lemon Hall? Where's that? Anybody know the Georgia Factory? Mm-hmm. They right up there. Where the Georgia Factory in Hall County, which is a little above Gwinnett. But the thing about it here, George Walton is where? He's right down here by South Gwinnett. You go past it. Anybody heard of Loganville? Yes. That's Walton County. And that's not that far from here, right? You enter that. So these were the 3 people who was all Congress people. And then next you got Impact of Georgia, long-term significance. And if you turn over, you got to keep this paper as we go. Turn it over. The difference between loyalty and patriots, the reasons for loyalty and independence, the Battle of Kettle Creek, the Siege of Savannah, and social-economic impact. Okay? So then they got down here, weakness of the Articles of Confederation, effects on Georgia and other states, problems highlighting the need to change. Now that's going to be a big one when they get into the needs to change. Okay? So y'all take this paper home with you, bring it back, because tomorrow we'll be going over part of the American Revolution. Any questions? Any feedback? Any questions? Anybody want to ask anything? Y'all understand? Yes. Okay, so did we learn something today? Yes. We learned about the crops, didn't we? Yes. And the Indian people and how many died. It was interesting. This is gonna be good. And I like how we put those up, but we won't get into them yet. We read over those are nice because you got the Boston Tea Party, the Boston Masquerade coming. And you see right there what I just mentioned, the Patriots and the Lord, all that's gonna come in part of Special Declaration of Independence. Yes. Oh, I had one to read out, but the third one we'll read out. We're gonna read out again. So he's right. We're gonna read out the King George toast over here on this nice board right here. See it over there? They did the King George, which we'll be reading the King George letter, which who we wrote that to? King George the what?
The third.
The 3rd, because he was a what?
Very bad.
He's a bad person.
Very, very bad person. Okay? So
He was me.
good job, everybody. Go ahead and put your stuff in your book bags. Get ready to line up so you can go. Huh? He was a monster. Y'all get your bags. You got to come on, line up, line up. Huh? Oh yeah. Get that book.
For the food.
Go ahead. Don't forget this paper. We're gonna use this paper all week, right here. And we going into what tomorrow? The American what? American Revolutionary. Don't close my door. No time. Got a couple minutes. American Revolution. Y'all remember that war went on for 9 whole years. A lot of people died. A lot of people. Wait, so if you want to change your position, oh yeah, you got to talk to your connections teacher, okay? Line up. Hey, just all you can do is talk to them, see what they want to do, if they want to change it or not. Give me those boards right here. Break your little nail, woman. All right. Huh? Y'all have a great day.
Wash it. Don't put no oil, don't put no grease in it.
Good job, people. Y'all have a great day. Y'all have a good one. That's all, folks.